There simply isn't much more thrilling than the sight of a bevy of 1,000-plus cc superbikes charging a corner within inches of one another at 150 miles an hour. A sometimes brutal ballet of sheer grit and resolute willingness to lay it all on the line. How do you acquire the uniquely singular skills to survive such combat? Clearly, you go to school. And the name of that school, well, the postgraduate course, the PhD in speed, if you will, is known as the AMA Pro GoPro Daytona SportBike Series. That lengthy title defines a campus filled with the best of those nearly ready to challenge, perhaps even unseat the proven guard of the superbike ranks. Last year, Martin Cardenas graduated with honors, claiming 8 wins on his way to his second Sportbike Championship. His impact upon Superbike has already captured the top step at the podium at the season opener. This year, after earning his master's degree in AMA Supersport Series, James Rispoli was poised to claim the laurels of victory in Sport 5. Yet it was another graduate student who took the checkers at AMA's most prestigious event, the Daytona 200. Californian Cameron Beaubier declared his intention to graduate summa cum laude. So Rispoli, after years of researching his doctoral thesis, now confronts a new variant. A scholar from the West, more than capable of seizing the prize. For Rispoli, it could be tougher than he thinks.
People thought this was going to be tougher than I imagined, but this is what I've worked for my whole life, and this is exactly where I want to be.
Oh, he tries to come back! Here comes Rispoli to the line! Rispoli gets him!
Goals for the beginning of the season is to just run with the front pack every race. Get up with those guys, and towards the middle of the season is definitely, I want to start brushing some elbows, making some moves, scrubbing some paint off, and hopefully towards the end, really battling those last 3 laps for podiums wins. I mean, it's a big ask, and I know I'm asking a lot, but it can be done. It's going to take a lot of work, hard work, and a lot of dedication, but I think we're doing the right things to move towards that.
Welcome everyone to the second round of the 2013 AMA Pro GoPro Daytona SportBike. Today, we're coming to you from one of the greatest road racing circuits in the United States, Road America. Hey everybody, welcome to Elkhart Lake. I'm Jonathan Green, and I can't tell you how excited I am to bring you our inaugural coverage of the AMA Pro Road Racing Series right here on the CBS Sports Network. As well as its big brother, Superbike, we believe that now with CBS as part of the team, we can bring this sport to where it deserves to be. And we've got a host of talent to help us do that. Down in the pits, we've got Danielle Teal. She'll be bringing you all the reports. And our expert commentator will be, of course, AMA and former World Superbike champion, Scott Russell. Now, he's down on the grid with one of the graduates of Speed. Scott.
Top 3 at Daytona, a new team, a new bike. How do you like your chances down here today at Elkhart Lake?
It's good, you know. D&D, Castro Triumph, you know, gave me a call and wanted me to come out this weekend, and hopefully we finish off the year with them. But the bike's going good. We got a little work to do, but we're going to put our head down and, you know, see if we can get to the front today.
Great, there you hear. Let's keep our eye on the number 50 as he tries to regain that form that he had in Daytona. Back to you, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's going to be tough from the third row, but he's up for it. Now, weather could be a factor here at Elkhart Lake. A lot of overnight rain and thunderstorms, and obviously a lot of competition. So many youngsters with a chance here. And one man you may want to look out for is this man, Jason DeSalvo of New York, on the number 40 as he climbs on board. He, too, could be the dark horse of this race. Obviously, if he gets things going, I think he's just refueling. So watch out for Jason DeSalvo on the number 40. Now, that expected rain has not developed, but I can tell you that the winds have picked up and they're now at about 15 miles an hour. The action about to get underway here at a windy Wisconsin at Road America.
AMA SportBike on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance. Get a free rate quote today. And by the all-new Bolt from Star Motorcycles.
Welcome back to Road America. We're about to go racing in Sport Bike from Elkhart Lake. Let's go down to the grid though first with Daniel Thiel.
Quickly with the number 32 of Jake Gagne, a great qualifying effort here today. P2 on the grid, how are you feeling?
Yeah, we're in good shape. The Road Race Factory R6 is working good. The crew's gave me an awesome bike, so the rest is up to me. Should be an exciting race.
He said it, the rest is up to him, guys. Number 32, Jake Gagne.
Now, we talked a lot about going to school today, and these riders are all top-class students competing for graduate degrees. But just behind them is a whole group of eager pupils studiously pursuing their chance to earn their own piece of speed scholarship. Let's go down to Diana Dahlgren, who's reporting.
In 2012, Jake Lewis became the youngest rider ever to take home the AMA Pro Racing Super Sport East Championship. He continues to chase the dream in 2013 by gritting up in the extremely competitive Daytona SportBike class. Jake lives in a town very much just like this, but with the added benefit of world champion NICKY HAYDEN living right down the street.
Growing up in Princeton, Kentucky, there's not a lot going on, so you got to find some way to stay busy. And for me, it's always been racing motorcycles, just a way of life for me, and it's just been a pleasure growing up right down the street from a world champion. Nicky was the best in the world in 2006, and he's still fighting to be the best in the world. And Tommy and Roger have been racing for a long time, so just anytime they talk about racing, you just listen to everything they say and try to learn from anything they talk about.
Jake's got a lot going for him. Got good equipment, got a lot of people around him, and he's from Kentucky, so that never hurts in my book.
Keep a close eye on this Kentucky native because he just might be the next Moto champion.
Plenty of fans for Jake. There they go. Go Jake! Number 85. They're here to watch him and ready to go. The Kentucky boys in action in a few moments' time. So as you can see, the riders on their warm-up lap. Slightly windy as you can see the trees in the background. But here's your grid. Cameron Beaubier once again on pole. 2 Yamahas. Jake Gagne is the man I'm watching. He has put on a great performance. On row 2 we just heard from Jake Lewis. Rispoli's looking good too, but Garrett Gerloff is another man on a mission. Elena Myers, well, she's not one of just one girl out there, there's plenty, but Elena Myers is on the triumph and looking for just that. Watch out also for Huntley Nash, it's his birthday this weekend. Jason DeSalvo, number 40, we saw him earlier. He could be that dark horse I mentioned earlier. And Ben Young, the Scotsman, a bit out of his depth a little bit, I think. But could be one to watch. Melissa Parrish, here's to the other girl, married to Josh Hayes. Scott, what are your thoughts as we look at the grid and we see this track for the first time?
Well, obviously it's exciting times. It's been 2 months since we've gone racing. All these riders are all amped up, ready to get it on today. And what a beautiful day out here for racing. I think it's going to be an epic race. I think, the way it's going to win this race is to, have the pack race. Is going to be very interesting. In turn 1, there's going to be a lot of passing, as you can see. And Cameron Beaubier, obviously, if you want to win this race, you got to get in front of that guy.
Let's take a look at the track itself. Scott, obviously you've raced here many, many times before, but it's a tricky one.
It really is. This is a track at 4 miles length, that you can see, 14 turns. There's a lot of action going to happen in the turn 5 area as they come down this long straightaway, breaking right into this corner. You're going to see a lot of overtaking in that area. This spot right in here where they go into this out of the carousel into the chicane. You can see a lot of riders making mistakes in those areas. It's going to be key for them to stay on the track in these tight bus stop corners. If you make a mistake, you've shot yourself in the foot, your whole race can be over.
And I tell you what, 4 miles with the changing weather here, it could be a lot to remember, and there could be some variance in how the conditions are at each corner. So then, this is the moment we've waited for. Round 2 of the sport bike. Can anyone catch Beaubier? Your thoughts?
I think Gagne's got something for him. I think I talked to him a little bit, you know, and he seems to be ready, so we'll see.
Let's head down to Danielle. What do you got?
Weather often an issue here, guys, and in that case, teams are ready to go with rain tires mounted. But as far as it looks, weather's all good. Maybe the wind picking up a little bit. Otherwise, ready to go racing.
Yeah, it's a good point. They've got to be ready, Scott, because it does change quick here.
We've seen it. We've seen it many years in the past. I think we're going to get this one in a dry and then a hot and heavy race right here.
Key is turn one. They're all trying to catch Beaubier, and they're all trying to get that lead and that hole shot. Here we go then. Away we go.
That was a great start by the number 5, Dame Westby. He's gone to that Ricky Gaston drag racing school, got a pretty good launch, but the Yamahas drive right around him down that long straightaway.
Yeah, the Yamahas with a great start again, and as you say, Westby needing psychologically to get a good start as they dive into that first corner right here at Road America and down the hill towards this tricky right-hander, Scott.
It sure is. It's downhill fast. Everybody's vying for position on track, so you got to get through here cleanly as you make your way on that Andretti straightaway for the first time.
JD Beach up to 4th place, Westby in 3rd. Lewis in 5th position, Rispoli right behind him. Now the fast up to over 134, maybe 140 miles an hour down here. We went and watched them down here earlier on the weekend. Boy, it's quick.
It really is, and this is where I was talking about turn 5. They're going to come in here as a big pack, first lap. So important to get through here clean.
Oh, sliding it into there on the Red Bull. He needed wings. Look at that. Somebody's gone wide.
That's
just as you
Westby.
predicted.
That's Westby right there. And little did he know, I mean, he just got on the inside, tried to play defense on that deal, and it ended up costing him big spots.
Westby trying to make up spots here, but we spoke to him last night, and he's gained some of that confidence back. 9 weeks off with that spleen injury. Not easy at all.
No, I mean, a guy that was come out so strong at Daytona.
Oh.
Obviously, I think I picked the wrong guy there. Number 5 is about 7th in the pack right now, so he's still alive in this race.
Gagne making that move up the inside into 2nd place. Good move. Beaubier still leads, though. Beaubier really looking good and strong as we expected here in the early stages of this Sport Bike Round 2.
Well, this is what Gagne said when I talked to him before the race. He said, I need to keep him in sight. We need a clean first lap. If we get through this long straightaway section and get back to the rider section, if I can get through there with Cameron, I think we can make a break from the rest of the field, and that's exactly what you're seeing him try to do here.
Would you agree, as it is in Superbike, as it is in Sport Bike, Yamaha's the bike, the package, the overall package to have or not?
Well, you can't argue with that, Jonathan. Just look at qualifying and look at the races that we've had over the last couple of years. The Graves team, look at Fong down in the inside on the Triumph, making some good inroads, even the slots into the top 6 right there, it looks like.
2nd place, Jake Gagne, but Fong going long, quite literally into the right-hander.
And speaking of Yamaha, he jumps off the Yamaha onto a Triumph right now, so he's trying to find his way still. Had a great run at Daytona with that top 3 finish, as you heard us talk about.
Oh, the look over the shoulder from Beaubier. Yeah, you haven't got away with this one too quickly yet. Gagne is right there, and he's gaining on you.
He's right there. Now, this is 2 different teams right here. So they'll see the Yamahas are paired fairly equal as they go down the straightaway. They look.
Come on, here he comes.
About the same.
Oh, had to look up the inside, can't quite do it. And Beaubier for the first time looked a little nervous then as he came up the hill. I mean, I always think it's crazy for riders to look over their shoulders because you're going to lose a 1/10 of a second while being not tucked. But he needed to look at what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, some guys just feel better doing that. There was a pit board there to kind of tell you that. But on the first lap, it's hard to kind of get the gap and give a guy the information that he needed. So he decided he wanted to look over his shoulder. Not really what he wanted to see was a 32 staring him in the face.
Fong going past Westby there, and Rispoli still in 7th, Girl off 8th. JD Beach is one of the men I picked at, started 4th and up to 3rd, and I think JD Beach could be another man to watch.
Rispoli, a big mistake. I'm sorry, Rispoli, a huge mistake in turn 5.
That is the corner, isn't it, where everybody gets it wrong.
It's a great place to overtake, but a great place to make a mistake.
Elena Myers up to 13th position. She's behind Young in 12th, and Young 12th at the moment. Nash, the birthday boy this weekend, in 11th position. Pescarella in 10th. So things are starting to spread out at the front here. We've got a definite battle.
Let's have a look as we go down into turn 5 right now. We're watching the 43 bike right here. James Rispoli, he got in there, got the thing sideways, and just ran offline a little bit. Luckily, there's extra pavement out there, so when these riders do make a mistake, they can rejoin the race without having to go out through the wet grass on some occasions. So James still has a fighting chance to get in the top 5, I think, in this race.
So just 2 laps gone of the 13, and we've got an almighty battle at the front between these two, Gagne and Beaubier. And Beaubier under pressure. At Daytona, he was on his own in the zone. But here, Gagne, as you can see, 0.089 of a second behind him and putting the pressure on at every corner. We saw him look over his shoulder, and obviously now he knows that Gagne is right there. And these two are pulling away from the rest of the field here at Elkhart Lake.
When you talk about the way he rode at Daytona, the first riders, the first stint in that race, there were a lot of riders that ran right with him, but when he was ready to pull the pin, Cameron Beaubier, I'm talking about, he pulled it and he was gone. Nobody could run with him. Is that going to be the case here today? We'll see.
And, you know, J.D. Beach and Lewis and Westby all have to get on their mark if they're going to get on with these two, because they're leaving him at the moment at the front. Beaubier, Gagne, and Beach. Then Lewis, Westby, Gerloff right there too in 6th place, and Fong up to 7th now. Plenty more action, though, coming from Road America as this one hots up nicely in the wind. Still no overtake yet by Gagne, but he's got plenty of time to do it. 13 laps in all as they keep going round. What a show it was for the fans here at Elkhart Lake 2 years ago. The race for SportBike win was up in the air right until the last foot of the very last lap. This four-way argument for the lead, a classic among them. Josh Herring on the number 8, Clinton Seller number 4, Steve Rapp 15, and Martin Cardenas on the 36. Herring and Rapp pulled away to settle it amongst themselves on the last lap. Herring went inside on that last turn, but a risky move considering Rapp now had to draft past him at the finish line. Rapp tucked in behind the drag race to the victory just by 0.8 thousandths of a second. Let's get back to the sport bike action here from Elkhart Lake and Road America, and it's a great battle, and it's already extended at the front. Cameron Beaubier is doing really well here, but he's still got Gagne right behind him, and these two are in their own world. And as you'll remember, Daytona, the first round, we had 3 Yamahas on the podium. Cameron Beaubier in first at the moment, 33, 8 behind Garrett Gerloff. Bobby Fong is in third at the moment. Jay Gagne started the race in 4th position, 15 points now adrift. James Rispoli, 19 points adrift in 6th position. Then Ben Young, Elena Myers in 8th. Melissa Parrish right behind her. So it's going to be an interesting day if it finishes up like this, Scott. And as they come back up the hill, just a little bit of a gap. Good lap there by Beaubier. He really has gapped him now. And he really did put in a couple of really good laps there to get that gap between himself and the 32.
Well, he took 7/10 of a second out of Gagne that lap by, and Westby there's made the move on Jake Lewis. So the number 5 continues to march forward slowly but surely. And now the next man in his sight will be J.D. Beach. But I watched it before we went to commercial break. I saw Jake Gagne back it into this corner right here before you lead it into onto that long straightaway. And just those little bit of bike being sideways, where you watch Beaubier's bike keeping it in line, cost him a couple of tenths here, a couple of tenths there, and that's what you saw, 7/10 of a difference in 1 lap.
Yeah, I got a great chat with Dane Westby. I listened to you talk to him, obviously. And as he's battling with Jake Lewis, Lewis looking up the inside on the 85. And Westby holds him. Great stuff by Westby. And I tell you what, he just went wide there, but he needed to, just to hold him off. And soon enough, Lewis goes through. Great racing.
I tell you what, that's the spot right there on this racetrack for overtaking. There's no better spot, but as again I say, you've seen these riders making mistakes right there. Westby had the thing so backed in as he went to turn the bike in right there. It's hard to see, but the front end tucked a little bit. He had to let it drift out a little bit wide, and that allowed Lewis up the inside again.
Oh, Westby's thinking about it, but that's great stuff from Lewis. No question that he's learned from the Haydens. That was a Hayden-like move by Jake Lewis. Here's another look.
Let's have another look. As you can see in the background right here, Westby down the inside. This is a lap before I think we're going to right there.
No, he just went wide, and that gave Jake the chance to get alongside, and they're still continuing. Here we go. I'm so impressed with Dane because he was saying last night that he was at 6s and 7s during qualifying, and he really had to kind of grab his head back together to get the confidence back, but he's full of it now.
Oh, he's full of it. He had it at Daytona, and he got knocked off the bike and taken out for 8 weeks, and that does something to a rider's psyche. So it's taken him a minute to get back up to speed. His crew chief Chuck down the inside again. Westby's at it again, backing it in. And he's really having a hard time making this pass stick on Jake Lewis. And now look at the work he's going to have to put in to get it back up there.
Well, he's blown it there because he tried a little too hard there, went off onto the grass. He was lucky to hold it all together, but now he's got a lot of work to do to catch up. And in fact, if he's not careful, he's going to be caught by Gerloff, Rispoli, and Fong. Fong doing a good job there on the number 50 in 8th position. DeSalvo just behind him on the number 40.
Well, Bobby Fong, the top triumph right now in this race, so he's got to be happy with that.
How hard is it to regain your composure after making a mistake and you're kind of cursing yourself inside your helmet, surely?
Oh, I can guarantee you there's some words coming out of his mouth right there. He's talking to himself. He's done it a couple of times. And now Westby, you know, he's got a lot of work to do and he's got heat from behind. Let's take another look as they come back. This is the two riders here coming at us. And as they break into the corner, the thing sideways, up the inside, runs it wide, out on the rumble strips. And it's these fast corners into these fast straightaways, into these slow corners, that's where it's so easy to outbrake yourself.
And the good thing, though, about Road America is there are places like that where if you do make a mistake, you can kind of recover. Here's the 43, out of shape, Rispoli.
Looking down the inside, there was nothing there on the number 8, and he now falls back in behind, and Westby, that heat is heating up right behind him.
Cracking battle this. Beaubier leading by 1.4 seconds over Gagne. We're watching the battle just a little bit further back, though, as Jake Lewis up to 4th position now, holding off Westby and Gerloff.
You see Gerloff in that battle, and he hurt himself last year at Daytona and kind of took him out of the whole season. He slowly came back at the end of the year, and now he's back, and his teammates really found his form. So it's got to be a difficult thing for Garrett in the same team as Cameron Beaubier and watching your teammate lay down some hot laps, but Garrett slowly, methodically finding his way on this Yamaha again. And I think when he feels 100% confident, you're going to see, we've yet to see the best of Garrett Gerloff.
Beaubier, last lap at 2:20.063, but similar pace from Gagne, and the gap remains the same between the two of them, 1.4 seconds.
And that's the trick to this, is you can't make any mistakes. Beaubier has not made any mistakes yet. He's put not a wheel wrong.
There is your leader, Beaubier, leading by 1.4. Let's go down to the pits with Danielle.
Number 6, Cameron Beaubier, crew chief Oliver Hutchinson. What was the plan going into today's race for Cameron?
Just to ride his own race, really. I mean, he knew from the first practice that he had the pace. So just get through the first couple laps unscathed and then keep his head down and eke away, which is exactly what he's doing here, and the same as what he did at Daytona. So it's going to plan at the moment, but still a ways to go.
It does, in fact, look like all is going to plan.
I love it when a plan comes together, and I love it when there's a Brit down there like me.
I think he's Australian.
Oh, come on. You all say that about all of us.
There's a Brit somewhere around here, I'm sure. We'll find one.
Cameron Beaubier on the number 6, doing what he did at Daytona and leading, and he's in the zone right now here. The man in Wisconsin is doing some wizardry here as he leads Jake Gagne and JD Beach. More action to come from Daytona SportBike very soon. Welcome back to the AMA Pro Daytona SportBike from Road America, round 2 of the series here on CBS, and we got a cracking battle midway through, and with 6 to go, you see Westby leading this group of Westby, Gerloff, Rispoli, and Fong. Just ahead of them, the number 85. In his own battle, Jake Lewis, as up the inside goes Rispoli. Boy, these boys don't mind being close, do they?
No, they love it like that, and that's the beauty of this class. It produces some of the best racing down the inside. To me, Jonathan, it looks like the Honda just doesn't have the straight line speed. Maybe down just a couple of ticks on a mile an hour, and that at this racetrack, he's able to draft, but when he's in the front, it's easy for these riders to pull up on his rear wheel.
And like Daytona, although it's so different, it is a very fast track.
It's so fast. This is probably the second fastest racetrack we'll go to.
Oh, Gerloff to the outside. Oh, they're coming either way. And Westby's under pressure. He goes wide, but holds it up the hill to turn 6 now. Look at them, side by side. 3 abreast going into this one. Oh!
Somebody had to give way. Westby did not come out very well on that deal. Again, had problems in turn 5. He's able to fend off Rispoli there for a moment, but Gerloff has made his way by. Now can he get away from this pack?
That was superb stuff by Gerloff, and not afraid to have a go for sure. And Westby now has to rebuild as he's done twice already in this race. Out front, though, Beaubier leading, and he just did a superb 2:19.8.
Well, he's right now, again, moving out into a class of his own, a half a second faster than Gagne again. But this battle right here is something else, and you can see Gerloff, as long as they start battling back there, he's going to start eking away a little bit. Look at Rispoli sideways.
You talk about being in a class of his own. He's certainly getting that education we were talking about, and he's getting it right there.
He is. And Fong's doing a great job right now. I tell you what, there's not another Triumph near him. I think the next closest Triumph will be Jason DeSalvo, who is a good 15 seconds behind this pack. So Bobby Fong has definitely found the better setup than any of the Triumphs out here today, and the number 50 is looking to make a move on the 43.
Beaubier has increased that lead to just 2.3 seconds now, and he's putting in some cracking laps at the front as we watch this fantastic battle, four-way battle here midway, as Rispoli on the 43 desperately trying every which way, sideways and forwards, to get back together with those two in front of him.
Now let's take a look at the 5 and the 6 right here. Westby had a great run through the last corner, had a lot of corner speed. Now he's able to stay in the draft, but does he have the power to pull out and make the pass? Let's take a look. So the Honda runs better than I thought. Maybe I spoke out of turn right there, but the Geico Honda, he cleaned up his act right there. Let's see if he can keep the rest of the race clean and quit out breaking himself here and there, and he'll be fine.
And you know what? This is just what Westby wanted. I mean, we spoke to him last night because obviously he didn't get to race at Daytona, and he really wanted to just get amongst it, get the confidence back, and a real cat and mouse like this is just what he needs.
It really is. I mean, this is the best medicine for a guy like that that's been out for a while, to get in there and have to mix it up with the 43 and the 8 right now in the 50. I mean, this is putting him right back on track where he wants to be. He's not going to be happy because he made those mistakes early, lost touch with the rider in front of him, and now he's relegated to battle for a 5th spot.
Well, this is a cracking battle, and I love the fact, we've been saying this is education, and at this level, to be able to race tire to tire, wheel to wheel, tailpipe to tailpipe like this, lap after lap, is where the education really counts.
It really is. I mean, this is where you learn your racecraft, and when you got 5 guys like this, you got to keep it clean.
What's the latest down in the pits, Danielle?
Number 5, Dane Westby's crew chief, Chuck Giacchetto. Chuck, Dane coming off a major injury. You have to be happy with the way he's running right now.
I'm really happy with the way he's running. I'm definitely happy about putting it on the front row. I think part of our problem is the guys that we're racing with right now, we've never raced against before, really, because they're up-and-comers. They're all on excellent equipment. But I think we're going to get it sorted out. I'm really not too worried. I know the number 5 Geico team is pretty darn happy to be racing live on CBS Sports this week, I'll tell you that. And I know Dane is too.
There you go. What's Dane's learning curve like to get back out here and put it down like that?
I think it's all up to him at this point, although I don't want to say the bike's perfect. He knows what he's got to do. He got a little frustrated yesterday. We had a little talk, and I think things are going to be coming around, but it's just tough for him because he wants to be up front with Cam. We know he can be up front with Cam. We just got to work our way back there. I mean, he needs to get some muscle memory back and get back to being race fit. We've had an awful long break, but I think we're in for good things. I really do.
There you have it, number 5, Dane Westby's crew chief, Chuck Giacchetto.
And there's your leader, Cameron Beaubier, leading by 1.7 seconds. Gagne has gained just a little, but Beaubier got this in control. We just heard Dane Westby in unknown territory here in the woods of Wisconsin. But will he come out? We'll find out. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with more action from SportBike.
I got him in the driver's seat right here, number 8. But number 5, he may be the guy, danger man on this one.
I don't know. I think Eslick is just really up the pace. I don't think they're going to be able to draft him. Eslick doing everything he can to break the draft. Oh, here comes Herron. Herron's right there. Here they come to the line. Herron pulled it off. He worked the draft beautifully.
He did, didn't he?
Beautiful work by Josh Herron.
4 laps to go here, and Cameron Beaubier doing the business here at Road America for the AMA Pro Daytona SportBike Round 2. Jonathan Green and Scott Russell bringing you the action. Scott, this is just what he wanted. Again, and in control. Boy, this guy is composed.
He really is. You heard his crew chief talking about having a plan, and that's key for all these riders, is having a plan when they go out on these races, and that's exactly what Cameron has had. And I talked to him a little bit. Tire management, believe it or not, has coming into play. He said the Dunlop tires were starting to tear up fairly early, so he said, I got to be careful, Scott, in the beginning, take care of my tire, make sure it's there in the end, and that's exactly what he's doing right here. But the number 32, Gagne's got to be happy to be able to just keep this guy in sight, and there's hope for race 2 for him.
But that's been the talk all weekend, which is who could keep Beaubier in their sights. And Gagne's just about done it, but only just. Here's this battle for third, JD Beach and Jake Lewis.
I tell you, these two guys live down there in Kentucky together. Not together, but near each other and train together, I'm sure. So these guys
side by side right now.
Yeah, they got to, that's like racing with your buddy right here. And JD's got to be excited for Jake. Jake, the same thing, to be up there racing with JD Beach, because Jake's graduated up into this class from the Super Sport class. So he's doing a great job on that Mean Motorsports bike, and JD as well.
Jake Lewis going on the inside there. These two swapping paint. Excellent stuff. Back to that battle, a four-way battle, now led by Dane Westby. Down the hill they come to turn 3. I think this is one of the trickiest corners.
It really is, because you're running downhill and you want to carry as much speed as you can, but you don't want to turn in too early.
Because you want that drive.
You want the drive, and it's everything, and we're going to see how that pays off. But Dane turned in a little bit early, was able to protect the position, but now watch what happens.
And into turn 5 is what the most obvious place to overtake.
Copy.
Here we go then, they're all going to try. The two of them have already gone past him before the corner.
Oh, look at Bobby Fong as he outbroke himself. He's in there fast. Oh, he did a great job to hang on to that thing and keep that thing on the racetrack.
75 in the pits and stopped out as the race continues here, as you can see. And that's Huntley Nash. Well, no birthday surprise there. That's game over.
Yeah, my old crew chief right there, Vic Fasola, taking a look at that rear tire. Obviously, there's a problem possibly there. They're looking at it. Could be the bike. We're not sure.
Well, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because remember, this man Nash has got to race again in Superbike, so he's got a bit of resting time now.
He's pulling double duty. This will be the first weekend he's done that on a Superbike, so wishing him good luck in the Superbike race.
Time running out, though, in this one. 3 to go, and it's looking interesting at the front. Gap is 2.6 seconds at the moment between the leader and second place Gagne. Although I can't see Gagne getting any closer, but this is a great battle here that we're watching.
Well, you see it. You don't see what we see, but on the timing and scoring, the lap times, Beaubier, that last time by was his fastest lap. So Jonathan, he's taking care of the tires. He's at the end of the race, and he's still cutting faster lap times than anybody near him on track.
And again, talking about graduation, talking about schooling, that's what it is about this guy that I like. He's got this composure of an elder rider with more experience, because he's controlling this race right now.
I gotta say, when I watch Beaubier, I'm surprised they don't have him on an airplane headed to MotoGP right now.
I think a lot of people have said that.
Here we are, that battle right here between these four. They've been going at it since Westby made his mistake and fell back into the clutches of these guys, and now he's got his hands full trying to lead this pack across the line. So Gerloff, again, as they top that hill, he'll lead them by the start-finish line, and now Bobby Fong, again, he's starting to get real racy down here at the end of the race.
Yeah, we're getting down to the closing stages here at Elkhart Lake, but Road America, once again, has thrown up some Wisconsin wizardry, but more to come in a moment.
Down again, but 1 to go this time.
Great action continues here from Road America. Four-way battle as it's been all race long under the Corvette Bridge. 1 lap to go. Beaubier doing the business and leading. Gagne in second place, JD Beach third, then Lewis and Gerloff, the man you're watching right now, ahead of Westby, Fong and Rispoli. Rispoli led this earlier. Just behind them is Elena Myers in 9th position, just ahead of Jason DeSalvo, who didn't show as I did expect it.
Well, he's had a tough go on this Triumph, and it just really hadn't gone his way much riding that bike. So we can still have a long season, and there's still time for him to regain his composure and become the Jason DeSalvo that we're used to seeing in the past.
Of these 4, who's going to win it, I wonder? Let's find out what's going on in the pits, though. Danielle's got somebody.
Crew chief of the number 8, Garrett Gerloff, Brian Stokes here. Brian, you guys are making up a couple of places. What's going on in Garrett's head, do you think?
Right now, he's just trying to run a smart race. He's never raced here before on a big bike, so, his first time on 600. He's doing really good. We're happy where we're at now. We made some improvements this morning that made him comfortable on the bike, and just got to give it up to the crew. They've done really good. The Graves Monster Yamaha team's just an awesome team to be with.
There you have it, Brian Stokes, crew chief to Garrett Gerloff, number 8.
Brian's got to be stoked. He's doing superb at the moment. And I tell you what, Scott, who is going to be doing the last lap wonder of these 4?
Well, it's hard to say. We've got that coming up. Well, it's fairly soon here. So it's a kind of a dress rehearsal. This is the last lap by right now. If the 43 and the 50 don't get it together, it's going to be between the 5 and the 8, obviously. And now Westby's going to lead them into turn 1. So it's not a place you really want to lead out of the last corner, but it's not that long of a run to start finish, so it could go either way. Rispoli getting really racy now as he rolls up on the number 5 rear wheel. They make their way down that Andretti straightaway one more time. Rispoli's run a great race today, I think.
Well, it's cracking all the way to the finish. Just what we wanted here. And Gerloff holding them all up, but Westby making a last charge. So too the number 43.
Gerloff really put the brakes on late right there, and he's run it wide right there and opened the door. How many mistakes have we seen in this one race today in that corner?
Dane got through and took his sideburns with him.
Hey, he's got to be happy. He's like, finally, this turn 5's kind of going my way. And then he makes a little bit of a mistake right there on the exit of 6. Able to hold them off as they run down the hill. This will be a hard braking zone right here. There's going to be some action.
And there are 4 abreast. Look at this. Fong wants some of the action. He decides to go to the outside. Through goes the number 8 Gerloff, back into the lead of this group.
43 Rispoli, he has really waited to the end right now to show his cards. Is he the smart one in this group right now? Can he outrun him to the line? There's a lot of corners left in this racetrack and a good passing zone coming up right here.
Well, there's nothing in it between these 4, and I think something's got to give. Could be a mistake, could be a fantastic overtake, and that's what we just saw again from Rispoli, who gets out of control on the 43 but makes it back again.
That's so easy to make a mistake right there. It's such a tight 90 as you come in there with a lot of speed.
Great battle list all the way to the end. Beaubier there out front, still leading. And he has a 2.8-second lead over Gagne. He has controlled this race with a plum. He looks over his shoulder, but the Monster Man doesn't need to. He goes up to the hill for victory here at Road America. 2 for 2 then for the man of the moment. Cameron Beaubier wins the race here. Here we go then. Who's going to take this battle? Fong, Rispoli. Right there, Westby.
Westby came way down low on that. Can he hold him off? It's going to be tough as they go over the top of the hill.
Here we go, side by side. Number 8, Gerloff holds him off, but look at this. Oh, just.
Bobby Fong around the outside of both of them. What a great finish by him.
Another good battle here.
This is Benny Solis right here on the 3.
That's Solas. And Ben Young, number 86.
Now can Solis set this up right here and get a good run up the front straightaway. He might be a little bit too far behind right now. Let's see if that guy Kohana could get up there on him.
That distraction of the glove flapping in the wind, but it won't be on his mind right now as Young crosses the line on the 86. Good position for him. He takes the checkered flag. Looks over the shoulder and he saw it just had him. Wow, that was a close battle too. But what about this man? He's got the leg off and he's just cruising, waving to the crowd. Cameron Beaubier. Now, he's got to be liking this. 2 for 2 on 2 very different courses, 2 very different days. But he has done it in control. And, well, like we said, these guys are at school, they're students. And what do students do? They rip it up and burn it up straight off. They play after school.
And these 2 know how to play well together. Look at them, they're going up the hill. And they got to be happy. And this kid here is probably be wearing the number 1 plate if he wouldn't have got hurt last year. Came back super strong, and now he started out the season perfect. The rest of the field is scratching their head right now.
I know what you're saying about putting him in bubble wrap and sending him on a plane to MotoGP. This guy's ready.
I think he is. I mean, this is. I don't want to say too much. I mean, there's some great riders in this class, and I think he's got a great team behind him, and he's doing everything right.
Cameron Beaubier, your winner then. Let's go down to Danielle. She's in the pits.
I'm with crew chief Oliver Hutchinson again. Oliver, looks like all went according to plan.
Yeah, no, he rode a perfect race. I mean, that was the plan all along, but, you know, until you actually do it, you never really know how it's going to work out. But, no, he did perfect. He got up a lead about 2.5 seconds and then just maintained it, you know. So, yeah, now we just have to do the same again tomorrow and walk away with 2 wins, hopefully.
Great finish for the number 6, Cameron Beaubier.
Yeah, don't forget, it's a long weekend yet. This is just part 1 for them.
That's right.
And they've got to build up and do it all again. And that's the hard part when you've had the adrenaline, when you've had the thrill. And, you know, an easy win effectively. I mean, it is, in motor racing terms, an easy win. 2.6 seconds, cruising effectively. Got to do it all again, though. And, of course, the rest of the field know exactly what they've got to do to try and beat you. AMA Pro Daytona SportBike Racing from Road America. Superb action. More to come.
AMA SportBike on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance. Get a free rate quote today. And by the all-new Bolt from Star Motorcycles.
Time for some fun as JD Beach and Jake Gagne do the burnout at Road America for the Daytona SportBikes. And Beaubier goes big. Road America, 2 wins out of 2. Let's go down to Danielle.
The number 6, Cameron Beaubier, first place here today. Your crew chief, Oliver, called it a perfect race. Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I don't know. My team gave me an awesome bike. My R6 has been fast all weekend. And yeah, I made a few mistakes here and there. I downshifted one too many times going down into the left off the second straightaway. So I just really want to give it up to Yamaha Extended Service, Graves Yamaha. They're behind me 100% and hoping to do it again tomorrow.
Those couple of mistakes didn't seem to faze him. Congratulations, Cameron Beaubier.
Didn't faze him at all. And as you look at the slow-mo here, Scotty, he looked composed to me.
Well, he didn't put a foot wrong. I don't think he made one small mistake. You heard him say on a downshift, but Cameron's he rode almost a perfect race like his crew chief said.
And like I said, 2 out of 2 then. Cameron Beaubier, confirmation of the result. Yamaha right at the top. Jake Gagne in second. JD Beach, Jake Lewis, Garrett Gerloff in 5th position. Then the triumph of Bobby Fong. James Rispoli losing out on that great battle. Dane Westby will live to fight again. In 8th position, Jason DeSalvo and Elena Myers making the top 10 yet again for the 2nd time this season. Further down then, Ben Young with that battle you saw on the number 86 just holding off. And Joey Pescarella in 13th position. Huntley Nash not finishing. Let's go down now to Danielle Teal.
Number 32, Jake Gagne, 2nd place on the grid, 2nd place here in the race today. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. I mean, I got off to a good start right behind Cameron and just kind of sat there for a little while. And then a few laps in, he just kind of took off out of nowhere and kind of caught me by surprise. And when he started taking off, I made a few little mistakes. But yeah, he just had a little bit more pace than us today. But we'll see what we can do tomorrow. It was a fun race, and we definitely can't be sad with the second. So we're stoked, and yeah, we'll try to close the gap tomorrow.
Jake Gagne, number 32, all smiles here today in 2nd place.
Yeah, he may well be smiling. That was a great run. And in terms of the points, Cameron Beaubier now with 64 points, extending that lead to 21 points over Jake Gagne. And Garrett Gerloff now just 2 points behind him. 27 points behind JD Beach and Bobby Fong. In 5th position on that triumph. Flying the flag quite literally for triumph at the moment. Rispoli on the Suzuki in 6th position. Ben Young now up to 7th, and Elena Myers doing a good job at the start of 2013 now, just 41 points adrift and a long way to go. Let's go down to Danielle once again.
The number 95 of JD Beach, 3rd place here today. JD, that did not look like an easy race for you. You had Jake Lewis on your back the entire time.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. Jake was riding really hard, but I kind of knew a few spots where my Red Bull Road Race Factory R6 bike was just going a little bit faster, and I could just get him a little bit more. And my whole crew, my team, just worked fantastic. At Daytona, we had a long break, and now this weekend the bike was just working amazing. So, I mean, it made my job easy, but I think we need to go back to the drawing board tonight, figure out a few things, and come tomorrow. Hopefully we can run with Jake and Cameron.
There you have it, number 95, JD Beach. Congratulations on 3rd place.
Yeah, life's a beach for sure, and he's enjoying every moment of it. Some great action, I think you'll agree, from Road America, but that's the beauty of this circuit. It always throws up the best action. Sunny skies as well for the moment. Plenty of great racing. Battles throughout this young group of up-and-coming superstars of American racing and soon world racing, I'm sure. Up next, though, the AMA Pro Superbike Race 1. Once more again from Road America. For Scott Russell and Danielle Teal, I'm Jonathan Green. Join us next time out.